verbally consent for this to be
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Great.
Hey guys, welcome to The Reality.
Or welcome back to The Reality.
It's episode 78. We have a very special guest with us today.
Let's welcome Moose from Big Brother.
Woo.
Yo, what's going on, Reality fam?
Thank you so
Maddie,
much for being
Juliana.
on.
Yo, of course, no problem. I think we actually all have the same microphone, which is
Oh my
we
god, we
do.
literally do.
yeah.
Winning.
Look at that, Yeti gang. No, wait, no
course.
free sponsors, no free sponsorships. We don't do
Yeah,
that.
no.
I'm good. How are you two doing? Life is treating you well.
Yeah,
Very.
can't
Mhm.
complain.
How about you?
Honestly, I'm all right. Life is kind of throwing me curveballs a little bit since I've been out of the house, but in good and bad ways. But we take it as it comes, and I'm just slowly getting back to reality, which is nice. I saw, I've been seeing you've been talking about other house guests, so I was like, I had to slide in here, give my 2 cents of what went
course.
down, obviously. So yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so first question. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Our viewers want to know, who are you?
Me, so I am a fun-loving single who likes to go on the beach for walks. No, I used to be a content creator. I am a content creator. I used to work for TSN before Big Brother happened. I used to do social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I was running all those social channels for that company. I would do interviews and do videos for myself as well on a channel I have called Moose Media. So I was running that for a little bit during COVID and everything before I got a job. I like to DJ on the side. That's kind of like a little thing that I do. I haven't booked too many gigs yet. I've only done a couple gigs, but it's like a fun loving passion of mine. I really like music. So I'm a festival goer. I go to like a lot of music festivals and stuff like that, concerts and everything. So yeah, I just like to have fun in my life, hobbies, travel. That's the kind of guy I am.
Of course, as you should.
Exactly.
Of course.
So we want to know, why did you sign up for Big Brother?
So I signed up for Big Brother for 2 reasons. So the first thing is, I had gone through this process with another show and didn't make it, but I was like, this seems like something I'd be interested in doing. My friend Erica was on season 6 of Big Brother, and she posted on her story like, hey, if you haven't sent in your application for Big Brother, go for it. I was like, okay, shoot, like, why not? So I saw that she had posted that, and that's kind of what propelled me to want to apply for Big Brother. I hadn't seen much of the show. I had only seen her season, but I saw it as an opportunity for me to go do something fun. I was actually looking at my book the other day. I have tons of books that I write random stuff in all the time, but being on a reality show was on my bucket list, and I have to go cross that off now.
Yeah.
So it was like I had it as a vision and something that I wanted to do. I think being on a reality show. So that's kind of why I applied for Big Brother. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your strategy going into the house?
Honestly, so I was so keen on having like 1 or 2 people that I trusted, and then like working with them the whole way, and then like inevitably trying to knock off people one by one. I did have that at the beginning with Marty, Gino, and Kyle, and they were the 3 people I trusted the most, and I was going to rock with them the whole game, which would have been so good because they had power for so much of the game. Literally all 3 of them combined did, like, including Kyle's HOH week. So I was aligned with the 3 people that I should have been aligned with the whole game. And sure enough, like I just kind of got, kicked to the curb on that one. So that was my strategy though, to going in. I was like, I want to have 2 to 3 people I can trust. I want to be able to stick with them the whole game. And then that all changed very quickly.
Were you surprised when Kyle put you up?
Oh yeah, I was completely blindsided. I had no idea. When he said my name, I was sitting there and he's like looking at everyone. And then when he said my name, I was like, this guy's a joker. That's why I said, I was like, you're a funny guy. That's why I said to him, because I'm like, you're a joke. Like, this is just a joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not like him as a person is a joke, but I'm like, this is what you're doing right now. Like, this is a joke to me. Like, I can't even fathom the reality of what you're doing. So, I was pretty blown away by it, but I watched a little bit of the show, but you saw, I was like, all right, time to play. I was like, whatever, man, you decided to make this decision. I think that you messed up. Let's play. That's the time right now. It's Big Brother. Let's do what we got to do to survive.
Right.
Okay. What was the first thing you did when you walked into the house the first night?
The first night?
Remember?
Tried to sleep well. I don't know. The first thing I did, outside of, securing safety, which is what we did that day, which was winning HOH. Yeah, it was like, honestly, just getting to know people more. That day, the second day was my birthday, actually.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so that night I was kind of just like waiting for my birthday, but you try to sleep well on the first night, you kind of don't, you kind of do. It was like pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the second day we kind of like celebrated my birthday, which was nice. And I was kind of like talking to people and everyone's like, it's your birthday. And I was like, I was like, don't put a target on my back. Like, I get that it's my birthday, but let's not talk about me. But like the whole day, it was like anything that everybody could talk about. So it was pretty fun way to kind of ring in my 25th year on this earth. It was nice.
Nice. And when you walked into the house, was there anyone that caught your eye that you wanted to work with?
Honestly, no. I was pretty open the whole time. Like Summer was kind of like, oh, I was always thinking about who I was gonna get rid of when I walked in the house. But for me, I never thought about it like that. I'm like, who do I like? I like Gino and Josh a lot. So I like them two a lot at the beginning. I was like, hey, these guys are dope. And then sure enough, Gino and I kind of worked together a little bit. Josh was a part of an alliance with, or not an alliance, but Herman and I really liked each other. We're going to protect each other for the game as we went forward. So I was like pretty happy with the way that they felt about me, and I was pretty happy with the way I felt about them. So that was kind of like my initial thinking about who I wanted to work with. But like Josh was the one at the beginning that I was like, I really like this guy.
Okay.
Did you see anyone making alliances like the first couple of days that you were like scoping out, or?
I don't know, not really, because I wasn't thinking about other people, like I was thinking about myself. So like to kind of sniff out other alliances was not something I was really trying to do. But yeah, for me, like I had like a thing with T and Summer, like us three had a little thing. And that's why when I went to Herman, I didn't want Summer and T going up, obviously. And I knew that they like kind of like spoke a little bit. So I was just trying to like make sure that Herman put up people that didn't get him in trouble that week. So that was kind of what I was going for. But no, I didn't see any other alliances brewing because I was too focused on myself, like surviving. I was like, as long as I'm safe, like this week, I do not care about what other people are doing.
Is there any alliances that we didn't get to see, like that was on, like only you guys knew, that wasn't shown on TV?
So the only one that was kind of there, but people knew was me, Kyle, Gino, and Marty. Like we had a secret alliance from the beginning, and I was like, and they were just sketched out by me because I kept on being in and out, and I was like would run out of rooms when we were all seen together because everybody was associating them as a group. It was like Marty, Gino, Kyle. I was like, I don't want to be associated with you guys because I want us to be a secret. It's not because I don't want to be seen with you. It's because I don't want to be seen with you because I want it to be a secret, right? So, and they were skeptical, right? Like Gino was just like, why is Moose doing this stuff all the time? And Marty was like, I don't trust people like that. That's not the way I work in real life. And, inevitably as time went on, he realized that was a really smart thing and we should have just kept it that way. But yeah, they were just like kind of skeptical of me. So it kind of died out after week 2 because they put in Herman, and Herman was like a little bit more, justified in being able to actually be seen with them and like, work with them and stuff like that.
Okay. And how many alliances were you a part of?
So I was technically a part of the curly haired gang with me, Summer, and T, but we really didn't do anything. So it was like, so that was an alliance, but then we were in the Savage 7. So like we were in a group with that. I was in the True Few, which again wasn't really a thing. And then I had that final for me. I'm like putting up 7 numbers. So I think I was in like 4. I think I was in like 4 alliances. Which was like, people were in like 8 alliances. I heard like they were like in 9, 10 alliances. I was like, yo, what do you want? I was like, I was in 4 alliances, man. Like I wasn't trying to be like friends with everyone. Like I was just trying to have my own thing with like a few people. That's it.
Okay.
I mean, I guess the more you're protected, the better.
Yeah,
the more you're protected, the better. But I wanted like a couple targets. Like I was trying to win power. So I was like, I'm not going to just align with everybody and then inevitably just like point their finger and be like, sorry, you're all going home. So, but yeah, like, I guess, some people were trying to play the protection game, which worked for them, right? Like that was their game plan.
Yeah. And what would you say your biggest move is in the game?
I'd say that my biggest move was definitely the chain of safety. That and also convincing Marty not to put me up on the block his HOH week in week 6. That was like huge for me because I definitely would have gone on the block there and I definitely likely would have gone home. But I think that was a pretty big move for myself. But the chain of safety was huge for our squad, obviously. I protected the people I cared about and I, removed somebody from the game that was targeting me literally that week. So it was like a double win because I had saved the people that I was working with while also getting rid of somebody that wasn't the most keen on keeping me in the game. That was definitely my biggest move, chain of safety.
Okay.
Yeah. For the ones that don't know, do you have any HOH or POV wins?
I had one POV win and I won 2 safety comps essentially. So they weren't HOHs, but if all of them were safety comps, I would have won them all. I was good at winning safety. I won safety twice. So it was yeah. So I had one power veto and then I had 2 safety wins. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
And what was your favorite and least favorite comp? Was it the ones that you won that was your favorite, or did you like watching some or playing some?
Honestly, okay. So the Party Casino.fun, the one that I hosted, that was really fun. I really liked that it was like multiple elements and it was like a knockout thing. There was like, skee ball and like that one was really fun. I really wish I got to play in that. However, I think my favorite comp to play in was definitely the Bee's Knees. A lot of people were saying how hard it was. It wouldn't seem that hard to me, or at least to Josh and Gino. Or Josh said it was harder. I don't know. I was just in the moment. So like I was having fun. So it didn't really seem that difficult. But people were like, yo, that was a very difficult comp. I was like, yeah, shit. Like, I mean, I guess it was. But also the tooth puzzle. I thought that was actually really fun. The tooth puzzle was pretty dope. I like that. The Philips Sonic Air Challenge. That was really dope.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good. So how did you memorize your days going into the house? Did you have like a plan? Did you think like
You know what? I didn't have a plan, and I'll be so honest, I barely was memorizing my days. Like I was like, you know what? When that comp comes, I'll figure it out. And I was okay. I mean, I came in last in that last one. That was like 7. I was like one of 2 people that only had 5 points, and everyone else had 7 or 8. I was like, the 2 ones that I got wrong, I knew I should have flipped the other way, where I was like, this has to be after, like it only makes sense. But I was like, let me just ride the before train. So I didn't have like a real set plan. I tried to remember stuff, but I was like, you know what? If things get asked, I'm going to remember based off my memory, like that was, I was like, let me just remember what I had to remember. Cause people were remembering like who was called, like the order of the phone calls when we had like the phone call day, like things like that. I was like, that's so deep. Like I can't be wasting time thinking about when that happened, or like, there's like an orange light in the corner and like day 47, like, nah. I can't remember all that. Like I'll remember the stuff, like there's so many things that we were asked in that before and after that people didn't study, like there was just so much that was not even a part of what we were thinking about studying. So that's what I think, I didn't win that comp, but I wasn't really big on studying, honestly, in the real world and in the Big Brother world.
Okay. And then when you got to jury, how was that?
Jury was great. Honestly, jury was a lot of fun. I was with my boy Herms. It was lit. We watched a lot of movies. We danced a lot. We were listening to a lot of music. We worked out. It was a good time. He was definitely stressing a lot more than me about the game. I went out on a game move. I was trying to play. People got rid of me because they told me that I was a good player. Fair enough. I was pretty feeling good about the way I left. For him it was different. He got backdoored on a lie, so it was tough. It was really hard for him to kind of come to terms with everything. But for me, I was like, whatever. Did what I did. Life goes. You tried your best. That was the way I saw it. I'm like, it's no big deal at the end of the day, because you went out trying to play the game, and that's the best thing that you can do, is actually try to play instead of getting knocked out in on a blind side, right?
What was the reason you voted for Kevin to win?
Well, Kevin, I had learned as time had gone on, was just so smart. Like he just kept on doing things in the game. As more and more people came into Jury House, we just learned so much. Like when it was me and Herman, we didn't know that much. But when Gino, Marty, and Summer came, it was like all of this stuff about Kevin's game was getting exposed to us, about how he convinced Marty to backdoor Herman and how he used the power of veto to save Josh, which was inevitably the crash test dummies, and when Helena came into Jury House. So all of these things about what he was doing, what he actually was actively doing, and the way he was thinking about things was just so clever. And I think that was something that we definitely underestimated and understood was a difficult part of the game. And Summer was trying to play a version of that game as well, with being like maniacal and scheming and everything like that. So he did it and then made it all the way. So that was what I think the best and most impressive thing, in all honesty.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he really did it, like, I don't want to say like undercover, but he really like quietly made his way through the house.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He ran through like everybody that he wanted to get rid of every week, essentially, like he was just set up so good. And it was really impressive, honestly. So impressive. Did
you and Kevin ever talk about like final 2 or like?
No, I actually never had a final 2 with anyone, believe it or not. Okay. I never had a final 4. I never had a final 2, which, hey, maybe I should have, but no, Kevin and I were on like a need to know basis. Like we literally were like, you know what, man, like, if one of us wins HOH, we'll talk then. But otherwise, like, let's just chill. I was like, I like you, man. You like me. Let's just not have this toxic relationship. Let's just, you and I, we'll talk when we need to talk. That was literally what our thing was. And otherwise, like, we can just keep it on a laissez-faire attitude, you know?
Okay. And now that you've been out of the house, what have you been up to?
Honestly, I've been doing too much. I went to Montreal like last weekend. I went to a concert. Back-to-back nights. I went to London to go see my friends in London, Ontario, not England. I've just been running around seeing a lot of people. So doing a lot. And now I kind of need to take a step back and relax and kind of chill in my life. And, you know, just kind of focus on me for a little bit. But yeah, I've just been running around, kind of just like seeing people in the regular day to day.
Did you go to Metro?
I didn't go to Metro actually. I went to Catronata. It was like a picnic electronique. It was like 3 or 4 artists that I actually really liked. And the DJ, it was like DJ. It was really good. It was a really, really good time. The speakers were really quiet though, which was super frustrating. But like other than that, it was like a good time. I had fun. I like seeing my friends in Montreal, which is kind of the main reason that I went.
We're from Montreal.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are from yeah. You know what? That's right. You guys are from Montreal because Gino and Jace came in and said what was up. Yeah, I was literally there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week. You know, I was vibing it out. Would I have been able to come in studio and see you guys? Maybe not, because I was definitely on a little bit of a tired vibe, if you can get what I'm saying. You know?
Of course.
Just catching up to time every day. Of course. Yeah.
Okay, so can we play Big Brother Would You Rather?
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Big Brother Would You Rather? I'm down. Let's get it.
Would you rather win an HOH or a POV?
Ooh, honestly, the way things went for me, I would have rather won an HOH. I wanted power so bad. Wow. I wanted to just run the house for a week, man. Like, power veto is sick. Don't get me wrong. It's a very important power, and I get that. And I won one. So it's like, I know how important it is. But so badly, I just wanted a friggin' week where I could just run the house and just do things. Like, I really would have rather won an HOH, but you know, it wasn't in the cards for me. Yeah. HOH for sure.
Wow. You're the only one that we've
person that said HOH.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, power veto is super powerful because then you force the HOH's hand, but I would have been fine because I really just wanted to be able to dictate what was happening that week, regardless of what the vote was. Like, I would have inevitably, like, the people that would have been on the block, no matter what, inevitably whoever went home would have been somebody that was detrimental to my game if I had won an HOH, you know, like I would have been getting rid of somebody that I didn't want there no matter what. If it was like, who's the target this week, I would have been like, vote for whoever. I don't care. Like, you guys make your own decisions. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to make sure that whoever was sitting on the block there were 2 people that weren't going to benefit me.
Right.
Okay.
You know?
That's smart.
Solid answer.
Yeah. Would you rather go home in a double eviction or a back door?
That's a tough question. A back door means that you were a good player, you know? So like, I feel like that's the right answer, but I feel like a double is just like, you can be like, yeah, well, you know, I had no control over it. So probably a double, because I'd be able to sleep at night being like, well, yeah, you know, it was a double eviction. Like, I got stuck. What could I have done in that situation? You couldn't campaign, you couldn't do anything. So definitely a double, because at least you're like, hey, you know what? I went out on like a really random circumstance, as opposed to like, you got backdoored, nobody voted for you. You had the whole week to campaign and you didn't win. Like, that would be a lot more detrimental in my eyes.
Okay.
That makes sense. Would you rather have people find out your final 2 or your alliances?
Ooh, again, I didn't have a final 2, but probably my alliances, because when I did tell when I did tell Betty that Josh had a final 2 with Herman, she was kind of shook. And I wish I had like told her about it before. But honestly, like, yeah, I definitely would rather have people find out about my alliances, because then you can just be like, oh, that's hearsay. I didn't know. Like, what do you mean? I don't know. But like, a final 2 is like, that's a final 2, right? Like, that's, if somebody knows about that, then you're in a messy situation.
Big,
people be like, yeah, the people know, you know, people know that you guys are working together. So yeah, definitely my alliances, which everybody did find out about my alliances. So yeah, that's better for me because I lasted longer.
Very true. Would you rather be in a showmance or a bromance?
Bromance for sure. I wish I had a bromance with Herman, man. We could have just been rocking out the whole time. Showmance wasn't for me. I wasn't down for that. But like, bromance, I wish me and Herman had that. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have, like, I definitely just didn't want a showmance, because that just, like, you know, with the target and emotions, like the way how emotional the house is, it would have definitely it would have made me so vulnerable when it's hard to be vulnerable in a house like that, which maybe was what helped Gino and Jace get so far. But I definitely got to rock with my guys for sure. Bromance. I mean, I could have had a bromance with a girl too. I mean, Tanisha was a really good friend of mine. So technically, I don't know, what is that?
Well, we mean like bromance, like a close friendship.
Yeah.
Girl,
Yeah, exactly. I definitely rather have a close friendship, but I wish Herman and I had a bromance, which we kind of did, but we didn't. But we didn't.
Okay, last one. Would you rather
Yeah.
slop for 1 week or be on the block 2 weeks in a row?
Slop. Give me the slop, man. All these people were complaining about slop. It wasn't that bad. I was fine. Me and Kevin were like, it's totally chill. Other people were having mental breakdowns. I understand why it's very difficult. It definitely tastes like garbage. At one point in the week, I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. But then after that, I just got over it and I was like, it's fine. But like the whole time during slop, I was like, whatever. I used to eat it raw. I would just eat it raw. I wouldn't put it in a smoothie. I wouldn't like try to make it taste better. I'm like, whatever, this is what it is. Put a little maple syrup. Bob's your uncle. You're fine.
So we just want to say thank you so much for being on. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Of course. Thanks so much. Shout out to all the other BB players that have been on here and Reality Podcast. You already know. It's your boy Moose.